All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be. Good Dr. Mike TV back again, once again. You already know what it is, baby. Instant classic in the making. If this is your first time to the Dr. Mike TV channel, do me a favor. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you notify. Make sure you do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the good docs content. All my good stuff shall be listed in the links in the description area below. Man, it's been a pretty good day, y'all. Official time check, 9:03 in the PM Eastern Standard Time, which makes it about 9:03 PM. I'm sorry, 9:03 AM Philippine Standard Time, which makes it about what 8:03 Central and about 6:03 in the PM for everybody repping that West Coast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been wanting to have this conversation for a while. I will be the first to tell you guys that I am one of the biggest advocates for dating abroad. Okay, I am. I'm one of the biggest advocates in my space, one of the biggest advocates for, dating Filipinos in general as well. But overall, I am the type of guy that really wants to encourage gentlemen to explore their opportunities, right? If you're not happy where you at, if you're not happy in the States, you're not happy in your country, hey, I'll be the first to tell you, bro, just see what it's like to date ladies in other countries. It doesn't have to be the Philippines particularly, but I'm always the first to say, hey, man, you'll never know what you like until you give it a chance, right? At least if you go abroad and it don't work out, fuck it. At least you tried. That's why Doc, in the space that I have, the platform that I have, is one of the biggest advocates for traveling abroad, right? But I have to admit, man, even though I do believe there are far greater opportunities abroad, there are some downsides to this shit, man. There's some turnoffs to an extent to dating foreign women. Now, for the most part, a lot of guys like to say, well, when it comes to turnoffs for dating women in general, you know what I'm saying? Bad hygiene, bad feet, unmanicured nails, some shit like that, focusing on the physical aesthetics of the young lady or, what makes up her chemical makeup, you'll naturally come up with things that you find to be a turnoff in general when it comes to dating women abroad. But I want to focus on some of the behaviors of sorts that I've come to learn about dating women abroad. So it's not so much that I'm going to focus on the physical aspect of, physical makeup or physical characteristics of women that I may or may not like about when it comes to dating women that are abroad, but I'm going to focus on attitudes, energies, and behaviors in this particular live stream. And again, guys, whatever you guys put into the chat, I'll get to it and I'll read it. So go ahead and tell me what your dislikes are, maybe your turnoffs are about dating women abroad, or some things that you may have experienced when dating abroad. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you at least two things that I've noticed when it comes to dating women abroad. Now, some people may say, Doc, this pertains particularly to Filipinas, or maybe you've seen this in other women in other cultures as well. But the first thing that I do not like about dating abroad, and you could say this could apply to some women, but I have seen it apply mostly to women overseas, is gullibility, man. That's one thing that I do not like. I'll tell you right now, Filipinos will believe damn near anything, right? When Facebook is their go to media news source, you know it's bad, right? When Facebook is your go to media source, man, and they believe everything that they see on Facebook, their gullibility is really a turnoff because they'll damn near believe anything that they say, right? I remember one time particularly, and I shared this story with another brother recently. That's why it was fresh in my mind. I remember one time there was a guy who really wanted to eliminate his competition in the area. Let's just say it was a white guy because it was, and he was talking about some guys that was in his area. I think they were black, and basically he told the girls you shouldn't date black guys because of this, 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 and this. Now, Any normal person would probably say, well, maybe I should try to see if this is true for myself. Maybe I should do some further investigation into this shit before I believe what somebody has told me about somebody else. But you know what? Nah, they hear it, they believe it. So it kind of creates this place and space where it kind of feels as though now you have to prove the comments, the statements, or whatever was said about you, if it was negative, to be true. Right? So gullibility. Granted, Kang, I see you, man. Gullibility can somewhat work in your favor to an extent, but when it comes off that it's they'll believe damn near anything, and it's something that's negative about you, and now you got to kind of feel like, well, damn, this girl's been told something and it's not true. Now all of a sudden, now you got to prove it to not be true. No different than if some girl said, "Yo, you know I was hooking up with your man's and shit," right? They gonna believe that shit because you're the foreigner, right? Foreigners get all the girls and shit, hypothetically. So if some girl says, "Yo, your man's was in my DM," or not, they wouldn't say it like that, but your guy was trying to talk to me or something like that. Who they gonna believe? You with a Filipina? Gullibility does not always work in your favor. All right, it doesn't always work in your favor. I'm not saying that it's always a bad thing, but I'm telling you right now, it's not always a good thing either. All right. And the second one is there's certain levels of immaturity that you're going to deal with when it comes to dealing with women abroad. I don't know if, developmentally, maybe the fact that they still stay at home with family or they still stay home with their mother and their father, they're not independent yet, whatever it may be. Sometimes that immaturity could also play to your detriment as well. And it could definitely be a downfall and a negative trait of sorts when it comes to dating abroad, right? Gullibility and what did I just say? Fuck. Immaturity. Gullibility and immaturity could not be your best friend at any given moment in time when it comes to dealing with women abroad, right? Because when you're dealing with someone immature and you're like fucking 60 or you're in your 30s or 40s and you kind of felt like you've kind of bypassed dealing with women like that, but then you guys choose to deal with younger women, sometimes that plays a role into it as well. It could definitely be a turnoff to you, right? Now, those are just the two things that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned because they tend to be some things that I don't find to be the most flattering about dating women abroad. But maybe you guys got something. I see guys who happen to believe some of the traits that I just mentioned will be more of a benefit than a detriment. But if you guys got things to get off your chest, by all means, ladies and gentlemen, man, that's what the chat is for. I think we got about what 11, 13, 12 y'all. I don't know how many right now, but I appreciate y'all locking in. If you have not already dropped your like, make sure you drop that like. Make sure you subscribe and notify. You already know what to do. Make sure you caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button because it wants it, it needs it, and most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to holler at me. Please feel free to do so. But like I said, I'm happy and blessed y'all choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with the doc today. Now you understand. Let's go ahead and get back to business, y'all. So shout out to my man Chosen One. What's up with you? I'm at Global. Appreciate you locking in. My brother Mr. Diaz. Robert, what's up with you, man? My man says I've been dating abroad for 5 years. Women are just women. Like I said, in some instances, you'll find that a lot of the things that you find to be a negative trait about one particular woman kind of turns out to be a negative trait in your mind that you find to be negative about all women in general. And that's what I will say. Like I said, sometimes there's just these generalities that, just turn you off in general. It don't matter what race or what background this particular woman is, if they do it, it's just a no go for you, right? But like I said, it's not often that you're going to deal with immaturity and gullibility, at least in my mind, right? At least in my mind. Um, Especially in the US, man, these girls grow quick. Okay. Let's keep it a buck, man. These girls mature quick as hell, or at least they mature quicker than dudes do. And you see that, and I see that now looking back back and being a teacher, and I see how these do how the young boys act and how the girls act, two totally polar opposites. So some girls mature faster than dudes do. So in the United States or in Western worlds, it's not often that you find a guy that is more mature than some of these women are. But overseas, you'll find that not even the guys, but if you're dealing with a young lady, their level of maturity is still on par with some of the guys damn near through the majority of their life, right? Their level of maturity doesn't really have a stagnant, okay, women mature a little quicker, guys mature a little quicker. You'll start to see that they kind of matriculate at the exact same rate. But if you've been dating women for 5 years, I'm pretty sure there's one thing that you've seen, maybe not, when it comes to dating women abroad. I would love to hear it. Kang, what's up with you, brother? He says tapping in late with the good diet. The hygiene is key. She will be doing legal challenges just for the fuck of it to make sure that her cat is clean. Hey man, don't be hating on them legal videos, bro. That shit changed the game. That shit right there changed the game. I know exactly what you mean, bro. He says, no, sir. Gullibility or being gullible is cute because they play with it depending on their education level. I'm not going to say that there aren't cute traits about the gullibility of some women, right? Not going to say that. But I just kind of find that if they do hear things about people, it's like they got to go run and ask you, yo, I heard this. Is this true? Are you sure? Because I heard somebody say it. It's got to be true if somebody said it, right? That's the type of energy that I'm talking about when it comes to dealing with women or dealing with foreign women and their level of gullibility. Sometimes they'll damn near believe anything somebody fucking says about you, right? Or they'll believe anything that is said. And it's not necessarily up to you to debunk it or to clarify it. But if they came to you and ran up on you to do it, it is what it is. Like if they, I'm sorry, I was reading the message. If you choose to address it or to fix it or to correct it, now all of a sudden it's up to you to make it happen. Sometimes they believe you, sometimes they don't, man. Gullibility is a hell of a drug. He says, I make females take a shower before they act. Yeah, man, I think, yeah, facts. I mean, shit, if you don't make your girl take a shower first, you crazy. I shit. Ain't no way in this world I'm hooking up with no girl unless they shower first. That's code to the streets, man. Shout out to my brother Mike. What's up with you, man? Facebook is everything to a Filipino. True, businesses are posted through Facebook. It's the only marketing tool, and the only reliable news source in the world, y'all. If you guys do not know, Filipinos will go to Facebook before they go to any news site. I believe anything that's happening in the world, you got to go to Facebook to get that news. Anything that's happening in the Philippines, of course, you got ABS, CBN, you got GMA, and you also have TV5. These are the top television radio stations in the country, those top three, right? But when it comes to international news and shit like that, you already know. You already know, man. If you ain't on Facebook, bro, you ain't get, that's not, this shit not popping, right? My man said Doc Drummer bars about the gullibility can affect the relationship, even if it's done playfully. That would be a pain in the ass. I don't like it, man. Shit hurt my dude. I'm telling you, there's nothing worse. I don't know if you've ever had this experience, and that's why I want to share it with y'all. But there have been times where girls run up to you and say, "Yo, I heard this." Like it's like a he say she say type of thing, and that shit gets annoying as fuck, right? But imagine if no matter how hard you try, playfulness or not, you get frustrated because you're like, "Yo, that shit, the shit that they're saying to you, right, is ignorant as fuck." Let's just start there. Let's just say the shit that they're saying sounds so stupid and you don't know if they playing or if they actually believe whatever it is that they're telling you to your face right now, right? You don't know, like, or do you really believe the shit that you're saying to me? Now you in a position where you're like, man, what the fuck is this shit? And that's kind of what I feel when it comes to this gullibility shit. It just somebody could be in her ear talking shit, especially if it's a Filipino that say some shit, right? Because I knew this one girl, right? I knew this one girl. She made it to the United States, right? So you already know. I don't know where her energy is based on this, but she ended up coming back to the Philippines. I'll tell you right now, she lived in the Chicago area. I remember distinctly because a friend of mine shared the story. That's why I remember distinctly. She moved to the Chicago area. When she came back home to the Philippines, she was literally telling all of her friends, yo, don't date black guys, don't date those guys. They're crazy hooligans and they're shooting each other up and stuff in the United States. You don't want them, you don't want to date them, right? Because they're all bad. Now, again, granted, this was just the experience in a particular area, but it was the area she was living in, right? So now all of a sudden she's over here spreading a rhetoric to all of her Filipinas, whoever would fucking listen to her retarded ass. And she was over there telling people, yo, don't date these guys are crazy and this, that, and the other. Oh my God. All because of an environment that she found herself in. So riddle me this, Batman. And let's say you're the black guy that happens to be somebody that comes across a girl that she told about black dudes and how they be acting all crazy and rampant and shit, right? Do you really want to go through the daunting task of like trying to prove to her, yo, this ain't all of us, right? Yeah, Chicago's a very fucking bad area, but no different than fucking Tondo or some shit in the Philippines. But if you don't know about Tondo, it's going to be hard for you to make a correlation for them to fucking understand, right? If you don't know what it's like to be in Tondo or you don't know the lifestyle of what it's like and, the hardships and challenges that people go through in that particular area, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to try to channel that energy and give her a comparison like, yo, comparing Chicago or the particular city or the inner city of Chicago is like comparing all of the Philippines to fucking Tondo. So all of the people in Tondo may not be of the greatest caliber, but do they represent all Filipinos? That's like me going back home talking about, yo, man, I stayed in Tondo and all Filipinos are like this, man. The girls are dirty and the guys are this or this, that, and the other. I say that same thing, and you be like, no, that doesn't represent all of us. If I can't make that connection with you, love, that gullibility shit is just going to be something that you're probably just going to piss off and say, fuck it, I don't want anything to do with it. That's the type of shit I'm trying to say. Playful or not, bruh, that gullibility shit hits different when you think about it. And it depends on what's being said, right? So that's why that shit's a pain in my ass for sure. He says, I think this is the reason why they're gullible is submissive women lack critical thinking but are emotional, and feminist women don't lack critical thinking but lack emotions. I mean, that seems like a fair assessment, sir. Can't disagree with that at all. Their ability to critically think is fucking gone, which is why I understand why foreigners are like, yo, man, a gullible Filipina is not as bad as people say. But you can only say that until a question comes up that you have to literally try to explain off, and she's just not fucking getting it, right? That's the communication aspect of it all. I would hope you want to communicate with a Filipino, at least talk to the motherfucker. But if you can't explain it in a way that she can understand, guess what, y'all? Guess who's in trouble? Guess who's gonna probably spend more brain cells trying to explain it than probably the girl across from you is ever gonna understand it. So now you just gotta live with the fact that this girl actually believes whatever she saw and or heard that may not be exactly accurate because she can't understand it. She cannot process it, probably. So that's one thing that I'm telling you guys when it comes to dating abroad. Do not be surprised if their inability to critically think in this particular situation, their inability to understand that what was said was not actually accurate. You just have to deal with the fact she might believe that shit. Shout out to my man Farsight. What's up with you, man? He said how men view it's changed about how men view female nature. Let me not get into it tonight, though. There's a lot of things that's changed about how a lot of guys view female nature. It should have fucked your life up, for sure. For sure. Hey, yo, we got 20 in the building, yo. 20 and only 14 likes. Where we at, y'all? Where we at? All right. 20 in the building, 14 likes, man. Make sure y'all drop those likes up, man. Y'all make sure y'all get that up for the good doc. Again, if y'all want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. Like I said, happy and blessed y'all come through and spend some time with the boy tonight. Beautiful, beautiful Friday evening. I got time, so let's go ahead and make time. Shout out to my man, Mr. G. What's up with you, bro? He says, "What's a turn off for me is a woman who acts and sounds very masculine and aggressive. It's definitely a big turn off. I have never met a man on earth that finds a woman with a deep masculine voice to be sexy. It's very rare that you find guys who will deal with women who have voices that are deeper than their own. But I have to say this though, man. I ain't gonna cap. I have been attracted to like super fit women before. Like not so much just a girl that works out or something like that, but I'm talking about bitches who body build. I had a fetish for that shit for about 6 months. I did. For women who were like not bodybuilding swole, but girls who kind of like toned the fuck up with 6 pack abs and shit. I had a thing for that for about 6 months, man. It freaked me out. I was like, yo, why the fuck am I attracted to a chick that could damn sure whoop my ass? I didn't understand. But I had it in me, bruh. I ain't gonna cap. For about 6 months, man, I was all in on that shit, man. I love a girl who keeps herself in shape. That's truth. I think there's no man on earth that doesn't like a woman who takes care of themselves. But I'm talking about a fit bitch, like a chick that got motherfucking collarbones and shit. It was weird, man, and I don't I don't know where it came from. I don't know, man. I must have saw one of them fucking female bodybuilding poses and shit. I said, yo, that chick didn't look bad. And also at the time, I was thinking nobody wants them, so fuck it. I might as well give them a try. If they don't want you, Doc will let you take a spin on this ride, baby. Just one time. You only get one ticket free admission, love. I guess I was on the thing, but sometimes there's certain things that catch you off and catch you off guard. Okay, so correction, man. He says, I think the reason why they're gullible is because submissive lack critical thinking, but are emotional, and feminist women lack emotions, but are critical thinkers. I figured that's what you were trying to say. One's the opposite of the other, the adverse. Maybe I read it wrong, but I got you, brother. I got you. Um, he said, yeah, that's. He said she said it's crazy. He said too much to deal with. All right. My man says, good doc. Informers about Tondo wasn't on my radar when I was there briefly. That's a bad spot out there. If so, where is it at? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Tondo, Tondo, is not necessarily the greatest area in the Philippines to go. It is located in the Manila area. It's in Manila. Um, I don't know exactly geographically where to place it at, where it's near or whatever, but yeah, it's in Manila. Yeah, it's not a great place that I recommend a lot of guys check out. I don't want to be disrespectful, but real talk, there's nothing really good to see, and there's nothing really that you're missing in Tondo, guys. Right? Tondo was the hood of the hood. All right, let's keep it a buck. Tondo was the hood of the Philippines, yo. It's a very rough area, challenging area. People who come in from Tondo or in that area, they would never tell you to go to Tondo. Like honestly, if you ever met a girl from Tondo online, I doubt she'll tell you to come to Tondo to meet her. I've never in my lifetime met a girl from Tondo that says, "Oh, come meet me in my area." They'll be like, "No, where are you? I will come to you." Right? No, I'm not gonna take you to meet my family. No. Tondo is just not the place for everybody. Right? Foreigner or non-foreigner of all likes. We just don't talk about Tondo. We just don't go there. Right? It's not the greatest of places. It's an experience now. There have been some foreigners that have been to Tondo before. I mean, you probably can find a plethora of YouTube videos of people walking around. And if you watch those videos, I think you'll get a general idea of what I mean by it. But it's definitely one of the rougher areas in the Philippines, right? So, like I said, comparing, like, basically, if you went to Tondo and you were like, oh shit, this is representative of all the Philippines, man, I don't never want to go there. Same exact correlation to how this particular chick felt about Black Americans in the Chicago urban area where they were really participating in violent acts against one another, right? Oh, black people just trying to kill each other and shit like that. You don't want to date them because that's what they do. Take that same fucking energy back to the not. I mean, take that same energy back to the Philippines. And you start telling all your relatives and all these girls, and they start spreading this shit like cancer and shit because they do that. Filipinos talk that chismis shit. Oh yeah, that means something. That gossip stuff. That's meaningful, and that shit gets around. So sometimes even telling these girls where you're from, right? It's crazy because sometimes they're like, "Oh, you're from Chicago. Oh, they be killing people and shit." Like, bro, not all people in the area participate in those particular activities, you know. So yeah, that's just a quick little educational moment on Tondo. Like my man says, you go to Tondo, you ain't coming out. It's gonna be hard for me to disagree with that. It's just, one of those things. Maximus, what's up with you, man? CJ, what's up, brother? He says they can be gullible. I'll just go with another chick that's less gullible. Problem solved. Yeah, but sucks whenever they come around. He says, don't diss Tondo, and I never will. I'm just saying it's a challenging area in the Philippines, and I was just trying to make a correlation. He says, it may be a slum, but circumstances don't make you a bad person like South Chicago, just a few a-holes. See, that part right there, hmm, let me figure out how to word this. Are we to assume that in these particular circumstances, Tondo and in Southside Chicago, for an example, these people are nothing more than a product of their environments, right? I'm gonna go out and say that people who represent are people from the area of Tondo and people from Southside Chicago, whatever it may be, because I've never been there and I never plan to go. We can comfortably say that these people are a product of their environment. With that being said, the shit that they partake in and the stuff that they do, granted, we can't forgive it and or dismiss it, but if the same violent acts, not on the same par level as Tondo and Chicago. Chicago is far worse than probably Tondo, and granted, it may be a slum area. I'm sure that they do also participate in said acts as a means of survival. Who knows unless we've been in Tondo physically and seen with our own eyes what these people are willing to do for survival, right? I mean, Chicago, it doesn't represent us, but basically, from the context, what I'm trying to say is maybe they're not out there shooting up people and shit like that. That's not what they're probably doing in Tondo. I would hope not, right? Like they would be in South Side Chicago. But what I am saying is the basic comparison of, right? It's not so much dissing them as it is I'm making a comparison. If all we did was go to Tondo and we looked at Tondo when Tondo was supposed to be the complete representation of a culture, right? If that was the fucking case, then guess what people would say? Oh, you don't want to go to the Philippines, man. Philippines is dirty. Philippines is this. Philippines is that. You don't want to go there. All because they went to one particular area that may not be the greatest representation of the area. Back to what I was saying with the young lady who only lived in fucking Southside Chicago, who only had Southside Chicago as a representation of, or not Southside Chicago, she wasn't living there, but she only had that particular viewpoint of African Americans, but took that particular viewpoint and matriculated that information back to Filipinos about why they shouldn't be with these men or why they shouldn't date a certain guy because of a certain situation, or oh, you hear every other week somebody in there shooting people and shit like that, right? So that's kind of the correlation of the basic conversation. It's not so much that I'm saying that Tondo and Chicago are the same. It's just making the same correlation that because you go to a place and you see that it's not what you thought it would be, it's supposed to be representative of an entire culture, an entire group of people. I just don't see that as being accurate. It is what it is, though. He says that Mike likes Frito corn chips, toenails on women. Absolutely not, man. I don't need my girl's toes to be manicured or I'm sorry, pedicured, but she gotta keep her shit together, man. My three turnoffs, man: bad breath, bad feet, bad hands. I don't care where you're from in the world. I've known Filipinos who come from very, very challenging backgrounds. I mean, very challenging. But they hands, they feet, and they breath was together. So if I know a girl that come from some badass areas and they still maintain that shit, then there's no excuse for no other women. So no, sir. Raspy voice is very sexy, but not deep. That's a dude. Yeah, big difference between raspy and deep, right? CJ says turned off by a chick abroad with a Western mentality. That's a good one, man. Yeah, I didn't come to the Philippines to date a woman that, or to date women from the country that I just left. Absolutely. I agree, man. Absolutely. I did not come to the Philippines to date a woman who's going to be like the women that I just left. But I have noticed that some guys go to the Philippines and find themselves dating women that kind of remind them of the ones back home. They don't take a complete 180. Sometimes they do a 360, and some of them just don't know it because it's underlying features or underlying things that they do that attract them to you, right? So, different topic for a different day. The psychology behind it all. I know that when I first got to the Philippines, for some reason, I found myself attracted to women that reminded me back home. Not so much by body type, not so much by anything like that, but the way they carry themselves to an extent. And it wasn't so much the masculine frame or anything like that. It was just some things that they did that kind of attracted me to them because I recognized that particular behavior in women, back home. Again, psychological. Some people may say, "Nah, man, I'm getting the fuck away from these bitches, and I ain't gonna date no girl like it." Sometimes we do, we just don't know it yet. But yeah, Western mentality, bro. That's a hard one to come by, right? Ain't no way in this world I'm gonna date a woman that reminds me of a chick back home. At least that's what we try to strive to go as far away from as possible. All right. My man says it'll be a funky cold Medina moment. Hey man, he said women who aren't hairless in their privates like a dolphin, they are a turnoff. Invest in laser treatment not just for the ladies, or give them an epilator, a gift that keeps on giving, bro. Hey man, no, some guys like a jungle down there, bro. That shit crazy weird to me. I know some guys who like a little peach fuzz, bro. No cap, they like it like that. Not a jungle of sorts. That's a bit weird, but some people like the fuzz, bro. For some reason, nah. I prefer a clean landscape. That's true. I ain't gonna cap. I prefer the landscape. Most of the time, I'm not pressed by it. Like, I'm not. I'm not fucking disappointed if it's not shaved. I guess that's the best way for me to put it. I'm not disappointed if it's not. But yeah, I think everybody. I no landing strips. And if you're gonna clear it, clear the runway, ladies, not ladies and gentlemen, ladies, just clear the runway. Just go ahead and clear it, all of it. Just fucking level the fuck out that thing, right? I agree. Got to keep it clean. But I'm not mad. Or, for example, let me say this: it's not like I'm gonna not hook up with a girl if it's not clean, right? It just, if it's not, no, it's got to be clean. But if it's not, shaving and shit like that. So yeah. Shout out to my man Tim. What's up with you, brother? My man says Doc out here dating FBB's getting bitch pressed while she grows. Yo, don't hate, man. It was a phase, bro. It was a phase, man. Damn. Don't hate your boy. Shit. Don't hate the boy. I had a phase, man. We all had phases, right? Damn. I'm pretty sure y'all found yourselves attracted to some weird bitches before. Don't get mad at me. No. Y'all are not about to make me feel bad about something that was a part of my past, y'all. Okay? None of that shit. Don't try to make me feel bad because I found myself attracted to girls who like to fucking bench press me, right? Some swole bitches. It's not my fault. All right. Yo, man, what we got? We got 18 in the building, man. Appreciate y'all dropping in, man. Y'all make sure y'all drop that like, man. Don't do that. Give me a second. I'm a little parched real quick. Mm. Water tastes good tonight, man, for sure. He said, I like hard bodies, dog. You ain't alone. He said, I'm going to send my gym rap. Look, man, I prefer, like I said, man, no guy that I know of is gonna sit there and tell me that they don't like their girls to keep themselves in some type of shape, right? In fairness, right? I mean, maybe I was a bit extreme in my exaggeration, not no, and I was a bit extreme in my example, but at the end of the day, I stand by it. I don't know what it was, man. Small bitches, man. It was just a thing, bro. Like something about it. I was like, yo, nobody was looking at them anyways, man. Fuck it, I might as well give him a chance. It ain't nothing like it, man. He said, you brought up a good point about communication being a problem because it's more of a challenge when dating a foreigner due to most having a limited vocabulary. Yeah. You only find yourself dealing with women with limited vocabularies when you find yourself dating women from the lower socioeconomic class. Even that doesn't even make it so much of a fact that you're going to naturally have a communication issue with them. Because some of these girls who come from these particular sections at least have some high school education, at least know how to speak some form of English. And granted, it might be broken. Some of them do have an opportunity to go to college. Some of them don't. So, I mean, you can pretty much choose who you want to talk to. That's completely up to you, Balaka. That is completely up to you. You can choose who you choose to entertain. I would prefer to entertain and educate a young lady if I had that option. And of course, you guys have all the options in the world. Entertain who the fuck you want to. If you find yourself dealing with women who come from challenging backgrounds where the educational level may be limited, you can almost guarantee that your level of communication with her is going to be difficult. My boy told me this story a long time ago, man. It still cracks me up today. My best friend is from Turkey. Like my best friend when I was in college, man, he's from Turkey. He's from the Iranian Turkish area, right? So he didn't know how to speak English when he came to the Philippines. His English was fucking limited at best, right? And he was dating this girl whose English sucked too. He said they never talked to each other. Uh, he said in the morning when they woke up, she would point at the sun or some shit, and at night he would point at the stars and shit, and that was their way of saying, how much they really cared about each other. I don't want to go into the corniness of it all because it was fucking hilarious when he told me what it meant. But basically, that was a way of communicating, right? And that was because they both didn't speak English. But if you choose to deal with a young lady that don't speak English, bro, that's on you. If you choose to deal with that headache, my brother, that is on you. But don't sit there and get mad if you're having a struggle communicating with this girl when you had the choice to date whoever the fuck you wanted to, bro. That's on you. So for me, I'm like, look, man, my girl speak probably better English than me. I got mad at her one time. She'll tell you. I know my girl in there somewhere. Hey, boo. I got mad at her as hell. She tried to correct my English once. I almost flipped the fuck out, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. I tell you straight to your face. I said, who the fuck are you to correct my English? I got mad. But she speaks better English than me. So, and I'm not talking about the Ebonics and shit, but my girl speaks really good English. So if you have a problem with the young lady you communicating with, yeah, man. With the limited vocabulary and everything, you gotta make. I guess you gotta make better choices, man. I don't know what to tell you. He said, "Fit girl, take her clothes off. You might jump out the second story like Ladies Man movie." Yeah, it's a little. It's that struggle is real, man. But hey, man, I can't help what I liked at that time, bro. Can't help what I like. He said Tondo is the area near North Harbor Pier along the Manila Bay waters. So it stretches the length of Manila Bay or towards what part of Manila Bay? Because, like I said, my geographic location deceives me now. Trying to picture where Tondo is in my head, yo. So don't take it personal. Anyways, yo, what we got 22 in the building, man. If I don't have at least 22 likes, my heart is broken. He says there are a lot of job discrimination in Chicago because of a person's race. In addition, their education system is based off of the No Child Left Behind policy instead of preparing children for a career. Oh yeah, it's a bad situation, bro. No cap. That No Child Left Behind. Trust me, I know that policy. That policy is complete bullshit. It is. That that, my friends, is complete bullshit. I got a child in the fucking ninth grade who can't read a fucking complete sentence. So they do have this No Child Left Behind policy that is literally ruining not just a particular. Let me stop. Let me stop. It has shown itself in both. It has. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. It has shown itself in kids from multi ethnic backgrounds or different ethnic backgrounds. So it wasn't just something that affected white kids or black kids or Hispanic kids, right? But of course, you'll see that more so in the black kids having this issue with this No Child Left Behind policy than probably any other race. That is one thing we can say for sure. Another thing that we can say for sure is they generally put the black kids where I'm at on a 2 year path rather than a 4 year path. So they're giving them, how can I say this? They're giving them credits for shit, or they're allowing them to substitute credits for classes. There are certain classes you can take that'll substitute a math credit. As a result, you won't be eligible to go to a 4 year college. You have to do 2 years somewhere before you're allowed to go to a 4 year. So sometimes they just set these kids up like that. So even if you want to go to a 4 year, the way your guidance counselor sets up your schedule and shit, and they allow you to set up and or schedule classes in place of your math credit instead of taking your math 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, guess what? You already know you ain't going to a 4 year college, man. And I mean, the 4 year college route is fucking overrated, anyways. I did it, but mine was cheaper than all y'all's. So I don't care. Like, my education was cheap as fuck. Like, what a lot of y'all pay for one semester in the United States 4 year college system, that I didn't pay that much my entire fucking career. My entire collegiate, it's not even a career, but my entire collegiate pathway. He said, my biggest turn off about Filipino women is that tempo shit. Yeah, tempo's a bitch. Tempo comes in so many different forms, though. There's if you watch videos, man, I've realized that people's description of tempo is different. Some people describe tempo as a silent treatment. Other people describe tempo as a violent outburst. I have seen that, and I've kind of been confused about what really does it represent or what does it actually mean, or if you could define it, what really defines what tempo is. Because a lot of people believe it's this immaturity level where a girl gets mad at something and they're huffing and puffing and they don't want to talk to you. If that is your version of tempo, I take that shit every day, right? You mean to tell me I actually get peace, quiet, and tranquility because you're mad at me? Motherfucker, I'll make you mad every day just so I don't have to talk to you if I don't feel like fucking talking to you, right? So if that's tempo, I'm good with that, right? I ain't gotta hear you bitch moan and cry about nothing. Sign me the fuck up. I'll make you mad every day for that. But in other situations, now it's where you got to figure out what it is that you did to make her mad, or she's spazzing out on you, or she's having not so much a violent outburst, but she wants to yell and scream and have a moment, right? That is the version of tempo that I've heard explained before, but it's one that is on the more extreme side, if you ask me. Hey, 23 in the building, y'all. Make sure y'all drop those likes. I appreciate it. Condos rent is free. Just buy some plywood and build your house on top of. You know what, man? I'm not gonna do that with you today. Hey, what's up, boo? Everybody say hello to my young lady. He said, "Oh no," but you said I sound like a white girl already. Yo, you're Karen. That Karen shit gotta stop. All right, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. He said early morning dew. I'm sorry, brother. Yeah, I forgot. Maybe it must have been something I said. That's not Coke, young lady. It's water. You can't see it, but it's water. I was drinking water for real. Mm, and it tastes good. She said in a deep, she said in a deep voice, "Make love to me." Nah, she didn't. Roy Jones, she didn't say that. She just grabbed your balls and said, "Get that shit over here, motherfucker." Yeah, it wasn't nice. She didn't say, "Make love to me." She grabbed them nuts and said, "Yo, get your ass over here." Huh? Yeah, you gonna be the bitch that night for sure. I don't know, man. Just my thing, bro. Can't help it. I don't know what it was, man. It was a phase. I'm good. I'm over it though. He said the other day, Doc, you did a stream or a vid about feminine frame. Could you elaborate on it? Okay. I was actually gonna make that the live stream topic today about the losing of a feminine frame. But this kind of is something that matriculates into it the same. It's something that would probably would have naturally gravitated into the converse or graduated, excuse me, into the conversation that we're having tonight. Right? It's the same damn thing, in my opinion, or it would have led to where we are right now. But what I mean by losing of a feminine frame, first of all, that was just a creative way of making the video or titling the video. It really didn't have too much context behind it. But what I was saying was in that particular video, if you haven't checked it out, please make sure you check it out. It would have been the last video that I posted on the channel prior to this live stream. What we were talking about when we were talking about the losing of the feminine frame, basically, what is it that a Filipina has at the beginning of the relationship that tends to deteriorate over time in reference to her feminine qualities and her feminine ways? Granted, I know that us as human beings in general, it doesn't matter what race or whatever background you come from, we naturally evolve, hopefully, rather than dissolve, if that's the correct word. But there's a natural progression and hopefully not a regression in who we are as individuals. So, of course, we are all naturally going to change over time, right? But what is it about your young lady that changes over time that allows her to lose this feminine frame or this feminine way, characteristic, or being of herself? It's not so much. sometimes it's physical. It's not so much, but sometimes it is a physical thing. Maybe the way that they dress, or maybe it's the way they take care of themselves. Not so much whether they gain a little weight over here, because I don't really think that's a fair representation of losing physical frame. But maybe it's the way that they dress over time. I didn't really get into this meat and potatoes of this particular part of the conversation. I was gonna make a part two, but since you asked, I'll just go ahead and lay it out for you. But sometimes over time, the way they dress, the way they choose to present themselves to you as your wife and or your woman or whoever she is in your life at that particular moment in time. Sometimes they dress a little different, and sometimes that dress comes off as if she's not even fucking trying anymore, right? She's not even trying to be your girl anymore. It's more or less she's just a woman in your household. You know, everybody know that ugly ass house coat, right? That fucking robe that you just tie around with the bonnet and shit. I know that kind of represents most Western women. It's very no. You probably see some Filipinas with it too, but you know, you just wear the fucking bonnet on all day and shit, little house coat. Baby girl's not even trying to put herself or make herself presentable for a man. That could also be representative of losing the feminine frame. Or what is it about yourself that I fell in love with you, or what you used to do for me before that we're just not doing anymore now? Maybe it's because of kids. Maybe it's not because of kids. Maybe it's because of longevity in the fucking relationship. Because once you've been around somebody and you've been comfortable with somebody for so many years, or you've been dealing with somebody for so many years, you tend to lose that shit. This goes back into the whole communication aspect of it all, being able to have the conversation and being able to say, baby, I miss the things that we used to do. Or, you know, I remember in the beginning of the relationship, you used to do this, and this. Now, if she chooses to address that in a positive way and say, okay, I'm going to get back to that. Or she's like, well, this is who I am now, take it or leave it. I say, leave it. Fuck it. I was like, look, if you ain't gonna get back to what you were, now, I mean, if you're not willing to at least, compromise in some capacity, I kind of feel like at that moment you just got to go ahead and start, you know, figuring out your next steps. Get you a side chick or some shit. I don't know, whatever tickles your pickle, bro. I can't. But basically, in that regard, that was kind of the focus around losing feminine frame. I could have elaborated more, but you know me, man. My mind goes a mile a minute, man. So I might have missed out on a lot of great talking points. If I would have took notes, it would have been better. But I hope that that gave some explanation. He said, I still like bodybuilding frames. K Dallas, my boy, and trying to make me not feel as bad as I am about what I be doing. Erasers do smell. They smell like shit. He said that 70s Beaver that'll have you with an infantry helmet and an M16 Clippers, though. Hey, man, people be liking that. People be liking them jungles and shit, man. I don't really care for it, but I'm not going to turn away from it. You know what I mean? I said, shit, it may not be my third thistle, but yeah, I'll go for it. Why not? He said language barrier can be a plus as a soldier in Europe. One time I just picked up a flower and gave it to her. Everyone knows what that means. Next day, it definitely happened. Straight to the point is good. So giving a girl a flower means I'm trying to smash, or I'm trying to take your flower or deflower you. Is that what that means? I'm trying to figure it out because I don't know. You said that everybody knows that. I didn't know. I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to take notes because I had no idea that that's what that meant. I thought if you put your finger through a hole, I kind of felt like that was a very brash, abrupt, probably somewhat inappropriate thing to do. But if you did that, I kind of felt like they knew what that meant too, right? Just putting your remember how people used to do that shit back in the day? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Communication is only 10% verbal. He said it's not necessary. Well, sometimes communication ain't necessary for everybody. He said a turn off of dealing with being with American and dealing with what they think you are and it's just not true. A turn off if dealing with being American and dealing with them or dealing with what they think that you are is just not true. I assume you mean the ones that think that because you are American, you're rich. Yeah, that shit sucks. Yeah, I get that part for sure, man. The drawing of conclusions of who you really are. Like, oh, you must be from America, so you must be rich. No, bitch, I'm not. I am broke. Mm, mm-mm. Walang pera. I have no money. I don't know, man. Sometimes that works. I just tell them I ain't got no money just to see if they go away or stay. And if you go away, I'm good with it, man. I'm straight. My young lady said she had them great English teachers, man. The people who spoke the good English. I meant communication in the sense of there, and there. Damn. And some of our complex words don't exist in some foreign languages. Yeah, and I see why. I mean, shit. In writing, maybe, but in yeah, nah. My man said, "How can you be in the ninth grade and can't read, brother? You'd be surprised at how these kids get passed through. Hey, you want to know how you could be in the ninth grade and not read? They put you through the EC courses, right? Y'all know what EC is, right? It's just a nice special way of saying that you have some challenges. They are considered exceptional children, right? So if you want to ask how a child can be in the ninth grade and not read, and how you can shake your head, I can give you a million and one examples right now, my boy. I could tell you some stories, bro. Ninth grade, I had a kid try to read a. It could be dyslexia too, and undiagnosed dyslexia, but I ain't think so. Nah, I just think them kids can't read. I normally prepare a PowerPoint and I have my kids read it, right? Like I'll point to it and say, just read the definition of this. That's it. One sentence, man, maybe a total of 10 words max. You should see them kids struggling to read a definition. And these words aren't big, man. These words are not big. Like, tell me, what is the definition of promotion? It's a way that you use to communicate to your audience that you have a product for sale. That's it. That's the definition I would have them read. They couldn't even get past the communication word. I said, what the fuck? And I can't say nothing because, you never want nobody to feel bad in class, but I'm sitting there looking around and I felt bad because he was struggling in front of people. And you know what happens when them kids start to feel frustrated? They start to get angry. And I'll be damned if I got to whoop a kid's ass because he ain't want to read. And some of them will fight you to the death, man, not to read in class. So, yeah, you'd be surprised, man. Shit crazy. Biggest turn off is women with the fuck. I know what you mean, man. Yes, no coke docking. No, no cocaine either, sir. No, no cocaine either. He said, I think even black girls can still get it. I am guilty and ashamed. My Modana fetish with thick under air armpit. He said that video of the old man in the Filipino underarm. He said, I'm guilty of it. You like sniffing the bitches underarms, bro? And licking, man, you on that fucking, you know what? Can't do it. College is definitely a scam, y'all. Let me not say that because I'm supposed to be the guy encouraging my kids to go to college or in the military, but I believe it's a fucking scam too. 4 year degree to start at 20K is fucking ridiculous. You're absolutely correct. I never want to encourage my kids that I teach to go to a 4 year college. It's stupid. $450 credit. That shit's crazy. Yo, 450 of credit. Y'all bugging. Shit crazy. Man, I'll tell you the truth, y'all want to know how much money I spent? You wanna know how much money I spent on my entire education? Honestly, guys, I don't think I spent $10,000 between my bachelor's degree and my doctorate degree. I don't think I spent 10 grand. Sorry, let me rephrase. I don't think my father or my mother spent 10 grand on my education altogether for that. Right? Maybe 15. Maybe 15. 15 tops. And I'm thinking that's what somebody pays a whole year of their first year. I did 3 degrees and probably paid less than what most of y'all pay for one semester. So, I did all right, man. Vince, what's going on with you, brother? For any of you guys wanting to check me out in my email, let me go ahead and type this in the chat. My bad, man. Uh, I'll type it in the chat for anybody who doesn't have my email. I'm just all over the place, bro. Yeah, that's my email, man. So, yeah, that's where you can reach me at, brother, if you want to have a conversation. He said, yeah, that tampon I don't like. I use it as time to break up and move on to the next girl. Agreed. He said, we make them think we don't like the silent treatment, but I don't give a fuck. True. I don't give a shit. You want to be quiet? Do me a favor. I'm telling you, bro. Do me a solid. I need this quiet time. Say shit. You trying to let me get work done? Like you gonna actually let me work because you angry in the other room? Shit, I should make you angry more often. Shit. That's what I'd be like, bro. A good example of no child left behind policy. Also, don't they have a policy that a child can only be held back twice? Is no. Well, I don't know if that's a policy, but where I'm at, bro, I got 19-year-old freshmen, yo. So no, we're not talking about freshmen in college either. We're talking about freshmen in high school. We got 19-year-old freshmen. So nah. But they do age out. I think 22 they age out. 21 or 22 they age out. But can you imagine being 19, 20, 21 and fucking trying to date a freshman? Yo, what the fuck? That is the weirdest thing, bro. Because that's what they do, man. These old heads be over here trying to date these young girls, man. I'm like, yo, you do realize that could be a case for you, right? Because you are of age. I don't give a fuck if you're still in high school or not, bro. You a grown ass man trying to date a young ass girl. Like, dude, um, they actually look at that shit. You 19, she's 16, bro. The fuck were you thinking? And I start laughing because all it takes is mommy and daddy or whoever they guardian is to say, "Yo, man, this grown dude take dating my girl, or dating my child, or dating my daughter, or some shit." Yeah, that shit crazy. But yeah, and they that no child left behind for sure. But no child could be held back twice. Oh no, we got 19-year-old freshmen at our school. So yeah, we title one like a motherfucker around here for sure. I'll keep it a buck. Marley, what's up with you, brother? We politicking about damn near everything, but we're talking about our biggest turnoff show when it comes to dating abroad. If you do have any turnoffs about dating women abroad, let me know. He said I use the flower method in Germany a lot. What the fuck, man? How come I don't know the flower method? He said giving a girl a flower means I like you. Touche. Okay, now I get it. Well, we fuck it later. If I tell you I like you, we getting it in later. He said, not reading. He said, I blame the parents. My mom made me do homework before anything, and she checked it to make sure I understood what I was being taught. Single mom also. Yo, don't ever get it twisted, man. Single moms be out there getting it, right? We may not want to date them for the most part, some of us, but some of them out there be putting in work. But yeah, this generation, first of all, this generation is the product of the prior generation having kids at a very young age. The generation we in right now is a product of being young when having kids themselves. So rather than being like a mother figure or being a mother in general, they were more or less like brother and sister or sisters or whatever. Like you trying to be your child best friend. So if your child don't want to do homework, little Johnny don't have to do homework. Little Shaquisha ain't got to do the homework. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out and have some fun. And then when a fucking teacher has the audacity to call you and say, "Yo, I think little Johnny got a reading problem," or "I think little Shaquisha got some issues when it comes to reading." Ain't nothing wrong with my child. That's what we get right now. That's what we get. If I call to a parent right now and say, "Yo, I think your child is really struggling and I'm trying to help him and I think he has a problem with reading," I usually get, "Yo, ain't nothing wrong with my kid." The fuck? You gonna defend this child without knowing that your child, he is not that he's stupid. It's just that nobody was there to help him when he needed help. So guess what? He act out a little different. So yeah, my mom didn't play no bad grades either. Truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. When I was in third grade, this is the shit that woke me up, right? So we had to do a read aloud when I was in third grade, and I pronounced the word island wrong. I pronounced it island, right? I pronounced island island, right? But I was in third grade, and I still remember it to this day because it was embarrassing. I was reading out loud, and the teacher, she didn't correct me in a mean way or make me feel bad about missing the words. She just corrected it, and ever since then, I ain't never fucked that word up, and I took it to heart to make sure I articulated and knew how to say every single word that I possibly could. That's why when Doc speaks, granted, I might be a little ethnic, a little ebonics every now and again, have some fun, but I know my words because I said one word one time wrong when I was in the third grade, and it fucking scarred me for life. Right, so I try to try my best to at least make sure I say every word appropriately or properly or whatever. So yeah, it is what it is, man. These kids bad as hell. They don't care. EC the short bus without having to write it exactly. EC stands for exceptional children, y'all. Mango Shake, what's up with you, bro? You could give me a name though, so I could call you by your name. Yes, guys, my email if you want to reach out to me, man. My alma mater was 108.25 per credit. Mine was probably 825 pesos per credit, maybe. It's a special education kids. He said, when I worked at Bowen, they paid for my engineering degree. There's a lot of Fortune 500s that offer to pay for employee education. Yeah, well, my dad was in the military. He did the GI Bill and got a fucking associate's degree that he never used a day in his life. But guess what? He got some hella contracting jobs that were paying fucking six figures a year. He was killing it, bro. So yeah. Well, we got 24 in the building, man. Appreciate y'all locking in. Y'all want to support, man? Please feel free. Shout out to my brother. What's up with you, man? He said probably their ignorance at certain things, but it's understandable. I agree, man. To an extent, there is some form of ignorance, but sometimes, brother, sometimes there's a lot of things we cannot just let go. We cannot let go. He said, "Oh, you said you get the flower thing, learn it, live it, and use it until it works." Hey, man, I'm putting that in the back of the mental right now. There you go. Hey, say less, man. If I can get some ass out of just giving you a flower, bro, fuck you. I'm gonna try this shit every single time, bro. That's all I gotta do. What? I get that. Say what's up. He said they need to teach courses about investing in high school. Yes, the math that they teach these kids is fucking useless for the most part. There's no way in this world that I see a child in his regular everyday life learning quadratic equations and shit, or utilizing graphs to plot points and to connect those points, and learning the directions that the graph is moving in, learning about slope intercept form. I really don't see that being beneficial. But granted, sometimes that math works. A lot of the time it don't. Teach these kids how to balance a fucking checkbook. Teach these kids how to budget. Damn sure and teach them about investing. And I'm pretty sure there are some very high level, forward thinking, forward progressing high schools out there. They're probably limited at best, but you're going to have to go out there and find the high schools that are teaching these kids how to live a life successfully outside of high school, or what happens when you start to get into the real world, how you can balance a checkbook, how to budget your money, how to invest. Accounting is a dope thing to teach these kids. How many of them learning it? Not many, I'm sure, but you know, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. All right. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to conversate with you guys about, learning about turn-offs and turn-ons and things of that nature when it comes to dating abroad. What do you guys find to be a big turn-off? A lot of you guys were able to participate in chat and give that energy and that information. I appreciate that. He says families think you're rich. Go to visit first time and they show you roof needs repair, having to walk away finding another lady. I agree, man. There's nothing worse than when they think you're rich and all of a sudden you're here to save the day, you're here to save lives, or take over somebody else's fucking responsibilities, right? Yeah, I mean, you can show me that stuff all day long, but it'll be the first and the last time I ever come to your house, which is why I encourage foreigners to really, really pause, fall back, slow down on meeting your Filipinous family. Slow down, fall back on meeting your Filipinous family. On the first trip, I wouldn't even meet them. I don't care when the next time I'm coming around. I would never, ever meet a Filipinous family on the first go around. The only reason that I met my girl's mom was because I went to their home during Christmas time. We had probably just gotten together in August, and then I went to go visit the family during December. But if you're just a regular Joe Schmo with money or whatever, or you're just a guy coming in and who knows what she's been telling the family about you. I wouldn't worry about meeting them till the next time around. Just tell them I just want to get to know you, right? I just want to spend some time with you. I want to get to know what we are before I even remotely give a fuck about what we're gonna do about the family, right? Let me get to know you to make sure you're even somebody I want to be around for a long period of time. I know it sounds harsh, I know it sounds crazy, but let me make sure I want to be around your ass before you introduce me to your mommy and daddy. You know what I mean? Or your guardian, or your tito, or your lola, or your lolo. You know, we'll meet them next time, right? Or like I said, just drag your feet on that. And she's like, "Oh, I want you to meet so and so." Tell them we'll meet so and so next time. Something. I need to get to know you so that we can get to know us. I want to get to know us together, right? My man said they love American black guys in Europe. He said you're black American. Now put the flower in there. He said you are golden in Europe. Hey man, Europe's expensive, but we're gonna have to find a way. He said in general he finds that I don't know if it's Filipinas or women that are abroad in general are drama queens, or you just saying that just to say it. I'm not sure, my brother. I'm not trying to misconstrue it, but yeah, there's a lot of drama involved in it. Sometimes bitches be trying to start shit just to see how you react. I do not like that. Like, who the fuck is who? Oh, I heard you was talking to so and so. See that shit right there? Who told you that I was talking to so and so? Nobody. You just wanted to throw that shit out there and try to see if I was gonna get myself caught up. Surprise, bitch! I ain't telling you shit. Surprise, bitch! I ain't telling you shit. I don't know, man. Sometimes that shit be bugging me out, bro. But it is what it is, guys. I appreciate y'all locking in, man. I just wanted to get this one out the way. I appreciate y'all politicking with the good doc, man. To all of my silent partners in the background, the individuals who are just here to enjoy the show, thank you for enjoying thy show. Thank you for participating. Thank you for dropping your like. Thank you for doing whatever it is that you do for me to keep this show on the road and keep this show going, y'all. Like I said, my channel doesn't exist without those who watch. So my humble appreciation to my kinfolk and my skinfolk who just want to be the silent partners in the background. We love you. All right. To all of my brethren who shout out in the chat, to all of my brothers who choose to converse with the good dot politic and keep the conversation going with their own comments and concerns and or questions, man. Love y'all more because y'all keep me on my toes, man. You ask the right questions. I try my best to give you the best answers. So thank you guys for at least keeping the good doc healthy and keeping them young, man. Sometimes y'all motherfuckers be giving me some gray hairs and I ain't even got here. But I appreciate y'all 100. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, my humbled appreciation for the audience tonight, man. Appreciate y'all locking in with the good doc. Y'all know I love y'all more than anything in this world, but you know what time it is, man. Time for the good doc to go and get to get. And so, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, good doc is officially out at least Nako Ba'alam, which means I am gone now. Bye bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Bye bye. Peace.